Hey VC, it's Ron. I just popped in to see what condition my condition was in. And it's pretty good, let me tell you. We're having some really nice rainy weather here in Phoenix and really enjoying it. It's just really cooled things down. I mean, we're probably 10-15 degrees below normal. In fact, it's been like that all month. These hurricanes that have been coming through have just really cooled things down. So we're getting the remnants of those storms, and we've gotten a lot of rain in the past month, so really needed it and really enjoying it. Hope everybody's doing well. I've been doing good myself, and I got a pretty good pile here, and got some pretty freaky stuff on the turntable right now. And it's the first album by the UK underground rock band, psych band, Hapsash and the Colored Coat. And this is their first album from 1967. This is a US copy. And pretty cool stuff. Beautiful cover. Look at that. So yeah, these guys were kind of like a group of artists, kind of like the Fool were. And they decided to put out an album. And they got some musicians together. And those musicians happened to be the band Art. And Art, you know, it was pre-Spooky Tooth. They had that one album, Supernatural Fairy Tales, 67. So they're the backing musicians on this album. Pretty underground stuff and pretty really weird, trippy stuff, actually. So yeah, it's not your typical sort of UK British pop psych. I dig it because it's experimental. It's groundbreaking in the fact that it helped influence the whole krautrock movement in Germany. And when you listen to this album, you can really understand what I'm saying. There's some sort of trance stuff on this album. Pretty much the earliest I've ever heard. So pretty cool and well worth checking out. That was originally released on Imperial here in the United States in 1967. Okay, this one I showed not too long ago. It's Cream Goodbye album. And I got the really nice cover, but it didn't have very good vinyl, so I've been kind of looking for a replacement, and I didn't find an exact replacement as far as the pressing goes, but I found something that was pretty interesting, so I went ahead and got it because it was cheap. VG Plus, and pretty cheap, so I grabbed it. And it's the RCA Record Club issue with the tricolor label, which is pretty unusual. And this is pressed at Presswell, pressing plant for RCA. And yeah, this is the same sort of pressing that Led Zeppelin 1 came out here in the States. So yeah, pretty cool, and I was glad to grab that. Then I got a nice shrink fresh mono Birds cover upgrade, and it's the exact same cover that I had before with the 6 factory code here in the corner. So yeah, this is just really nice. Luckily the vinyl that was in it was rough, so picked it up cheap, did a swap out, and now I'm a happy camper. And nice and white back on that. Yeah, usually when you see this, there's like ring wear here, and so very nice. Picked up the first Runaways album, original, 1976 on Mercury. US copy. And here's, I'll show that in a minute. Gatefold. And this is the one that's got Cherry Bomb on it. And all the girls were ranged between 16 and 17 on this album. And so this is the original Company Inner Sleeve. It's on the Mercury Skyscraper label. And it also came with the lyric sheet. Glad to get that. All right. Third Steppenwolf in the shrink. This is a little bit later of a pressing because it was a cutout. But it's got $1.99 Sutton Record Company sticker on it, and I believe Sutton was the distributor. And then it has a Woolco department store sticker of $1.89 there. And yeah, I got this cheap, real nice shape. Anything in the shrink like that where there's a gatefold involved, man, I gotta grab it, especially of something like that. So I didn't have that album, I just had the first two Steppenwolfs. But I've had them all, really, except for the later reunion stuff. Okay, this next one is a brand new reissue. It's a first official reissue of Tangerine Dream Kaleidoscope. And this is a European pressing that just came out. Gatefold cover, limited edition, 180 gram, black vinyl. Remastered from the original master tapes by Sonic Boom. And here, I'll get the hype sticker for you. And sounded awesome, and it also came with this 7-inch single. And this has got two previously unreleased tracks on the 45. A Dream for Julie, which is a previously unreleased song. And then it has the earliest version of Kaleidoscope, which is, that song is on that album, but this is an earlier take. So, yeah, they reproduced the Black Phillips label on that too. So I was glad to get that. I had that on cassette from years and years ago. I got a tape dub of it. But man, I've been wanting a nice vinyl reissue of that for a long time. So, alright. Here's another reissue that I picked up. This is a Australian only 1981 12-inch EP for the Cream. Extra Cream. And it's on the RSO label. So what this has their first single, A and B sides, which was Wrapping Paper and the Coffee Song. Those aren't very good songs, but for rarities, they're nice to have. Pretty much essential for the Cream. And Anyone for Tennis, which was another non-album single, and the B-side, Crossroads. So nice, excellent condition copy of that for half of what they sell for on online. Picked this one up used, part of the Kinks 50th anniversary of the band series, and it's a mono pressing of the Village Green Preservation Society, remastered, analog remastering, and this is a US copy. Sounded awesome. And I did not have that. I mean, there was a huge hole in my Kinks collection because I was missing that album. So I'm really glad to get that. Here's the one I picked up used. And it was only like $6. Great shape too. And as you know, Sunday's albums are not cheap. In fact, they've been going up. I saw one the other day and it was like $27. And it's like, oh, you get tax on that and you're looking at, you know, $30. Crazy. So anyway, I got a reissue of the Love Exchange. And this was originally on Tower, 1960, what was it, 67 or 68, something like that. And this is just really good album. I like this. It's sort of a garagey pop rock. And a female vocal from a 16-year-old girl. It's got a little bit of male vocals on it, but it's mainly all female. And I really like on side 1, there's the last 3 songs, they're all psych. So it makes a nice little psych trilogy. So we got Flying High, Meadow Memory, and Saturday Night Flight. So really cool. Yeah, it come out in 2013. And I think I read on the Sunday's website that was a limited edition of 1,000 copies. So it's long gone. Then I got the older, probably from about 10 years ago, reissue of the Superfine Dandelion, mainstream. And this came out in '67. And this is probably unofficial, 180 gram vinyl. Sounded really good though. Stereo. And yeah, these guys were out of Phoenix. This guy was the lead singer, and he was also the singer for the band The Mile Ends. Sunday's released a 7-inch on them. And this is Rick Anderson, who had later, he was in the Caravels, garage band The Caravels, Phoenix band. And then he would go into this band, Superfine Dandelion, and then he would go into the Tubes as their bass player. Good album, I like that album. Okay, this one I could not believe that I got. It was like, it fell through the cracks, you know, kind of a thing. And I still can't believe I got it for $10. And it's a reissue on Rhino of the Monkees, Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones Limited. And the thing is, this thing is autographed. It's got Davy Jones, Peter Tork, and Mickey right here. Mickey has a shitty autograph. In fact, that just says Mickey. He didn't even write his last name there. But these are really nice signatures right here. And I wasn't sure if they were original or not, but I figured, you know, for 10 bucks, I'm going for it. I went home, got online, looked on Google Images, and they're dead on. So, wow. Get this, something like this off of eBay, $50, $60. So, man, for 10 bucks, great deal. Okay, this next one I've been wanting for a long time. They're available online, but you never see them in the wild. And I remember a friend of mine had one a good 35 years ago, and I've always been looking for one and I could never find one. So I picked this up, pretty good price. It's a VG Plus, maybe more of an excellent cover. And it's the first UK Fat Mattress original pressing on Polydor, and this featured Noel Redding in the band. And here's the label. And the cool thing about it, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, it's got a fold open cover. So it opens up like this. And here's the back of it. So is that sweet or what? So I had an original German copy of this, but this is much better. Okay, here's another one that fell through the cracks at the record store. And I saw it, and the price that was on it, I figured, well, it was sealed up in plastic, so I couldn't look at it right away. You have to take it to the counter and have them open it. But I saw it, for the price that was on it, I thought, well, this thing is either going to be rough or it's not going to be very good. It's the Kings, and they're an Italian beat group from 1967. Kind of got a cult following. This was a good band. They did a lot of cover versions of like British and US bands, but there's a few originals on here, and there's one killer original garage rocker on here. So they were kind of garagey, folky pop rock. And it's all sung in Italian except for one song, and really cool stuff. In fact, let me show you the label, then I'll put a little bit of it on. It's on the Durium label. And this thing was promotional only. Right here it says Disco Promotional. Promotional disc. And it's sort of VG+. Yeah, this was only issued to the King's fan club members. Never sold in the store. So they're not extremely rare, but they're around. But they're not cheap. And on the back it says, it's got fan club information right there. So really, really cool. So let me put a little bit of this on. Okay, let me get the track listing. It's all in Italian, but you can see some English subtitles there. They do like some Dylan and some Stones, and they do It Ain't Me Babe, just like the Turtles. And it's got one killer garage rocker on here. I looked up the translation, but I can't remember what it is in English. It was really awesome, and there's a video of them doing it from a movie. And I will put that video clip in my comments, so look for that. So these guys, they got a pretty good cult following. They mainly release singles. So 7 songs from those singles are on this album, and the other songs, I think there's like 5 others. As far as I know, they're only on this album. So pretty cool. I mean, I got a good price on this. Near mint, excellent condition. Those in the US, they can go from anywhere $200, $250. This is a VG Plus copy. So I got it way below this is probably up towards $100 album, and I got way below that. Now in Europe, people pay a lot more money for these because there's a bigger demand. So they're pretty cool. It's a pretty cool album. Okay, I'm going to show a quick couple of exploitation records that I got for the Beatles. And this first one is the Schoolboys Beatlemania. And it's on the Palace label. It comes from Milt's. And the original price of this thing was 48 cents at Milt's. Okay, this one is Palace 778, and this one is Palace 777, so they're right next to each other in the catalog number. Now this one I had, but this one I just picked up. So I did some deep investigation on these for the cheese factor of them, and the cheese factor is pretty high here. So we got we got the Schoolboys, and there's 5 members. But on the back it says there's 4 members. Actually, these 2 drawings look like the same person. And so we got, on the label, we got, instead of the Schoolboys, they're the Mop Tops. On the back it says the Liverpool Mop Tops. So maybe that's where they got the name for the label. So, here's where it starts getting deep. This one is by the Schoolboys, but on the cover it's by the Liverpool Kids. So on this album, it's like for this album they've got the Schoolboys, but the Schoolboys is this album, not this album. Man, who put these things together? They must have been drunk. Crazy. Wow. Yeah, I used to have a Beatles exploitation album in the late 70s that I got at the swap meet. And to this day, I've never seen another one. Not even online. I don't really look, but I never saw it online. I never saw it in the store or nothing. And I remember it had a early color picture of the Beatles playing like in a TV studio. Really cool picture. And you could tell by the length of their hair that it was earlier. And so it had a nice big color picture of the Beatles on the front cover. And I don't remember the name of the album, but I remember it had 2 or 3 different bands on there. And one of the bands was the Swans. And it's weird that that is stuck into my head all these years, but it was definitely one of the bands was the Swans. And yeah, it had somebody's name written on the cover or something, and it wasn't in very good shape. I eventually got rid of it, but it was a weird one, that's for sure. Well, I think that's going to do it for this video, and hope everybody has a good week. I've been working a lot of overtime, so that helps with bills and stuff. So got to do what you got to do, I guess. So until next time, everybody, take care and see you next time. Bye.